Hello, and welcome back to the Neighborhood Radio Show. This is Nixel, here with...
Hello.
Charlie.
Shut up, Charlie. Hello. It's me, Niggle Biggle. Not racist.
It is I, Blade, also not racist.
Now, Charlie, if you introduce yourself and not say not racist, they'll just assume you're the racist one.
You didn't say you didn't say you're racist either.
Well, I didn't know that was the standard that we had to put that in
now
there.
you got to do it.
Yeah, I'm also not racist.
I'm Charlie, and I'm not a racist.
Thanks, Niggle, for that introduction. I feel like we do need to do a little introduction to Niggle and his name. Niggle Biggle, can you tell the brief history without going into too much detail of where the Niggle Biggle comes from?
British TV show, Iggle Piggle. My initials, NB, Niggle Biggle.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But yeah, every once in a while I run into the occasional, person who
Ban him.
doesn't see it that way. So today we're going to talk about on the podcast the roles and ranks on the neighborhood server and how to make friends and influence people. I think is that the name of the book? Never mind. That's I'm too old for you guys. It's a really old book, like one of the early self-help gurus. It's like how to make friends and influence people. Anyways, but so let's start off by everybody describing your position in the neighborhood and what your role is. I'll go first. I am a town administrator, which means kind of I'm in charge of organizing and creating ideas to build community and encourage and foster relationships on the server through activity or roles or how the channels are set up, things like that, just to build interaction and grow the community.
You made it sound so fancy. I was just gonna say,
I know, right?
I'm a neighborhood watch, and my job is that if someone's being a naughty little boy, I use my ban hammer. That's what I do.
I just shoot people in the face.
Well, Blade.
I'm also a town administrator, and I don't know much about permission, so I let Nixel do it all. I just...
Charlie's number one job is to figure out who the neighbor of the week people are going to be.
That is actually really true. Everything, because I was busy this week, neighbor of the week didn't go out on the correct day. It was a day late.
Yeah.
So that is actually really true.
And if you want to go above us a rank is the city managers, and their job is to make sure that they don't do anything and that the city admins do everything else. But that's why I was on vacation and Charlie was busy, and things slack behind because that's
They're all powerful gods that don't do anything with their power.
Yeah, pretty much.
But we love you, Viddy and Addy.
Yes, very much so.
Let's overthrow them.
So Blade and Niggle are our neighborhood watch. That is kind of our police of the neighborhood that kind of just protect the community from toxic trolls and inappropriate behavior. We try to keep the place as family friendly as possible.
Mostly.
Because we have people here from age 13 up on to great grandparents and old folk like me.
I don't think we have any great grandparents. I think
we do have. I think we do have grandparents.
My mom.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, Charlie.
My mom is an Anne.
She's not a great grandma, but she is a grandmother.
But she is a grandma.
Yeah. So I'm going to go through the list of roles. To start off with, anybody who joins the neighborhood automatically becomes a resident. And I think the purpose for that role is mostly just so you show up in the sidebar all pretty. But that's what we just consider someone who has moved in the neighborhood and is participating in society.
90% of this server is people who are never active, but just are there to look pretty and pad our numbers.
Have joined and done nothing.
Yeah, we don't really clean house when it comes to residents. You can come and just lurk and never say a word, and it's fine. But yeah, we do probably have a ton of people who created an account checked it out and then never logged back into Discord again. But do you want to know what the count is right now on the server? What size we're at?
Oh, good question.
That's
I
a
think
good
the last
question.
time
We should do that every
was
episode.
Probably hit
2000.
2,000.
I have no idea what the math is.
500. The last time I checked. Oh,
Oh, but if we
2,583.
Which,
2600.
for 2 weeks ago we recorded the first podcast, so that's that's not bad.
Okay.
That's about average.
Yeah, we got, but I'd say about half of the new people are Russian kids asking me if I like Kiki. What was it?
I don't know. We've had a few groups come in that were rather entertaining lately.
I think the traps were my favorite.
I think did someone say we got mentioned on a YouTube video or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a group of people that entered all together. It kind of looked like a raid, and they said that a YouTuber
I
had
haven't heard
given
about
us a
that.
shout out. Yeah, apparently it was on their Instagram or something. And
Look at
they
guys,
were all on server.
We're internet famous.
No, and, I looked at the server. That was not. I mean, not the server. The YouTube channel. That was not a good YouTube channel.
Okay.
But still,
Yeah.
it attracted people.
Bad people.
It wasn't
True.
bad. There's a few of them that didn't make it very long, because we have guidelines here, which like I said, are kept up by Neighborhood Watch, who we consider part of staff. The next level up from being a resident is to be a friendly neighbor.
What about Neighbor?
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. I'm looking at the list of roles. We added the neighbor role, which do you guys know how that's earned?
Yep.
Yeah, by
Does anyone
It's
type
typing.
earned by talking and by getting a certain score on Tatsumaki, which I
Yeah.
think is 100 or 500.
It's enough. We did the math, and it comes out to the average amount of interaction someone has in a week. So if you come in and you talk to a few people throughout the week, you should get the neighbor role. It's pretty much a role that we use as administrators to identify people that have been active, to kind of filter out the people that just join and never say a word, or say hi once and then never come back in.
Yep.
And it's also one of the ways that we look for active new members to nominate people for Neighbor of the Week. And the Neighbor of the Week is a very special role. How many times for the guys and girl in this room have you guys been nominated for Neighbor of the Week?
I don't want to think about it.
That's sad times for Niggle. Wasn't it like 5 times?
I have lost a record amount of times,
Proud of
which
you.
is statistically, it's kind of amazing that I've lost that many times.
I think you've kind of been outbeaten by Dusk now, because he hasn't won it at all, and he's been nominated at least 7 or 8
Seriously?
times.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he hasn't won, so we've just because
You just gave it to him. Or beloved neighbor.
Well, see,
Yeah.
we have a policy. I think I started the policy when I first joined as on the admin team, because we had someone else that had been nominated a few times, and they were a lovely person, but I guess they just didn't know enough. Not people knew them, and so we kind of had the unwritten policy of, if you've been nominated 3 to 5 times, you pretty much just inherit beloved neighbor. And beloved neighbor is really meant for people that are just really part of the family, part of the community. But the easiest way to get it is to win the Neighbor of the Week, because Neighbor of the Week inherits beloved
Yeah,
neighbor.
that always seemed like the biggest thing to people when they got entered into Neighbor of the Week. They were always like, "Oh, I got to win so I could get beloved neighbor." But I never cared about that, mainly because I was already Neighborhood Watch when I got entered. I was
Yeah.
just wanted an
You were Neighborhood Watch before Beloved.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was probably beloved when they started. Neighbor of the Week, because it's just gonna splash my oldness.
Yeah.
When
Nibble
it
has been around
first
for a long
started?
time.
When
I've been here over a year.
A Niggle, I think the story of the Niggle Biggle is, Vidmit starts a server, and Niggle Biggle says, "Hey, here's a new server," joins, and just happens to be in the right place at the right time. And would you like to be staff? That's the story I tell.
No, it wasn't entirely that. It was also I sucked up to Viddy a lot. Like every time I saw Viddy, I was like, "Oh, Viddy! Oh, you're my favorite, Viddy. I love you, Vidman. Oh, you're the best." And then he was like, "Oh, what a nice guy." And then everyone else I just bullied with my newfound power.
Hey, this is the only guy that's nice to me. I'm gonna give him staff powers.
Yeah, Niggle Biggle holds the record for the most nominations for Neighbor of the Week, and not winning, and also holds the most records as a staff member of votes to dismiss a staff. But no, we all love Niggle Biggle.
Also, another little record. Charlie still has 100% Neighbor of the Week winning. How many times did you win, Charlie?
Yeah, every time she's been
I've
nominated.
been nominated 4 times and I've won 4 times. But to be fair, that was at the start when it all was setting up and we didn't have very many members to nominate, and it was like every other week I was up for nomination, and it just so happened to win. I hated it. I hated being up for nomination again because
sure you did.
Yeah, I did. Sure. Especially when it was against me and the person we shall not name. And it was like 2 really beloved people up against each other. And it was so horrible. Never again.
Yeah, I remember I think I was here for maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks, and I got nominated for Neighbor of the Week. I felt really special. I think that's the purpose of Neighbor of the Week is to just highlight people and say, "Hey, we appreciate you being here because you're part of what makes the community great."
We like you being active. Now stay.
Yeah. So some people always ask, "How do I get to that beloved neighbor role?" Or how do I even get how do you get friendly number? Because really, friendly neighbors gives you access to extra channels, gives you more rights and permissions on the server. Beloved's not a huge step above that. It's more of just an honorary role. But friendly neighbor, everybody kind of wants into that club, and so they'll ask. And I don't know if other servers do it this way, but we don't have an automatic way to become friendly neighbor.
No, it has to be given out.
Has to be given out, and it's we have a process that goes weekly through the Neighbor of the Week, and that's pretty much. It's rare that I don't think we've ever given out friendly neighbor without being nominated for Neighbor of the Week. Of course, that wasn't the way it always was. I think Niggle actually gave me friendly neighbor without.
I got friendly neighbor without nomination.
Did you?
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Charlie that said I should get it.
I just want to mention.
I think it was, yeah.
Nixie, can you cut this out? Okay.
No.
No, listen. Okay.
It depends how juicy it is.
Can we say that I can promote people to friendly neighbor even though I can't, so that people then suck up to me and go, "Oh, Niggle, I love you. Give me friendly neighbor," and I'd be like, "Yeah, baby."
Yeah, that's true. Because at one time, Neighborhood Watch could, I guess, give out the role. Yeah. Because you did. Yeah, you did. I remember being in a conversation in voice chat, and you were like, "Oh, you don't have the role? You should have the role," and you just gave it to me.
Yeah, I mean, because I friendly neighbor is I feel like it should be like that. Yeah. If someone thinks you're worthy,
of that lack of chain of command that now we do not allow people to apply roles as easily. But yeah, it was those are the good old days, the Wild West,
Wild West, where everything went wrong for me.
But anyways, so the best way to get friendly neighbor is literally by just being friendly. I don't know how many trade secrets we want to give out, but Charlie, do you want to talk about your process for whenever it's time to come up with that list of 5 people who we feel like should go up on the chopping block for friendly neighbor?
I go into bot and I type in T ! Top 5. And I look through who's been active, and then if I see that they've been active, or I go through who's been in the VC, because not everyone types as much and they just chill in VC and they're pretty, friendly in VC. So I go off that That's how I do it.
Well, we have different approaches then, because what I do is I literally scroll up in general, and because we have different colored roles, so I keep an eye out because we try to have a balance because that is how people become friendly neighbor. We try to nominate as many residents as possible. Friendly neighbors can still be renominated, of course, just like Niggle Biggle had happened a few times. Can be renominated just because so they have the opportunity to win the contest and get beloved neighbor. But for the most part, we try to nominate residents who are active so that they get encouraged to stay active and see that their efforts in making friends and being part of the community are rewarded. But I go back about a week and I review the entire chat log for general, which I'm a good scroller. So I just go through it real fast and then pinpoint out the types of conversations, what's being talked about. I also keep a really close eye on vent, because people who come and are encouraging in vent when they first come and they help people and they're nice, that's really a sign of friendliness. And those people I try to nominate those people for.
Yeah, I for a long time I had myself. I made it so I couldn't look at the vent because I only ever made it worse. I think this was good old days.
Yeah, some people are gifted with that and some not so much.
Yeah.
But now, Niggle, you can be kissed up to for good reason, because you are a beloved neighbor in Blade and all of us here, which means that you can nominate people.
That's true.
I was just about to mention that.
We have a bot command. Do you remember what it is, Charlie?
Nominate.
Okay, it's question mark nominate. Yeah, and that will send a kind of secret message to the staff that you have, and it identifies who you are. So, like I've seen Blade use it before, and it'll say in the back end for us, it'll say Blade has nominated XYZ for Neighbor of the Week. That's a good way, to. It's a good, nice power to have as a beloved neighbor. And we love it when people nominate because it makes it a lot easier to hunt down that list of 5 people.
Forget about it.
Yeah, I every time Neighbor of the Week comes up, I go, I should have nominated someone. And then a week goes by, and then I remember again.
We ought to make more. We have a neighbor zone where all friendly neighbors can see that. We have to remind people there more often for the beloveds to
be a good idea.
To go out and do that, because it is,
But also,
I
don't think I talk enough in general, because the majority of the time in the Neighbor of the Week, I'm like, who are these people?
Like I say, most of them do chill out in VC as well, and
yeah. And some weeks it's a matter of we get like 10 nominations between the staff, and we filter it down to 5. Some weeks, we're turning over rocks. Here's a guy that joined 3 days ago. Seems nice enough to me. It doesn't happen that often, but every once in a while, someone gets a little surprised by the fact that their presence has been rewarded with a nomination. But that's pretty much how if you want to this we do not appreciate when people ask for roles.
I've never had that. I don't think, or at least not for months.
Yeah, it's rare. Most people know better than to do that, especially on a big server.
Yeah, I think.
But even I feel like it's in poor taste. I'll have people do it like in their introduction, like my name's Bob, and I'm really good at moderating server. Let me know if you need help.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's.
We had someone last night say, "Can I have friendly? Look, I'm friendly," and then they was giving out cookies in bot and in general. I was like, no.
Yeah, I know who that was. Okay.
But yeah, if you just participate, it gets noticed. Like it doesn't go unnoticed when you just chat with people and make friends. I would try to get that neighbor role because that might help you get noticed. But for the most part, if you're just friendly with people, now we do have some roles that we should educate people on that are not things that you want to earn. We have
sketchy.
We have a sketchy role. I'm pretty proud of sketchy role. That was my invention.
That is an amazing idea.
And it has been a very handy tool. So what sketchy does is it does 2 things. it just lets everybody else know by clicking on your name, this guy's sketchy, which can be very helpful to our community to identify people that, and it's not a bad thing. We're not saying that you're, a toxic or a troll or a bad person. But if you're doing any kind of behavior, say you join the server and within the first minute of being in the server, you drop a racial slur. That's not really welcome here. We will give out warnings for that pretty quick, and if it continues, we'll deal with it, and our neighborhood watch will deal with it with their tools and resources they have available.
They usually get shot.
They usually what we have a lot of patience. Sometimes it all depends. Like if you run to me on a good day, I am very patient with people, but sometimes I have this mode I go into called Sassy Nixel, and Sassy Nixel does not put up with much. So it just kind of depends on what day you catch me. But sketchy is our way of identifying that this person has demonstrated behaviors that could be not safe for everybody. So that will keep them from participating in the vent channel, which is meant to be taken seriously and not as a joke. So someone comes in and is just being a serious joker and not taking anything seriously and just kind of fooling around with everybody. It's a fine role to give them because it keeps them out of that channel. Keeps them from, because some people like Niggle Biggle just don't belong there, and they're okay with that. Like they don't need to know even that happens, but we do that sometimes just to prevent somebody from stepping on sensitive toes or something like that. There's another role on top of that. Charlie, you want to tell us about the
sketchy as fuck?
There we go.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, will Nixel? Oh, I was asking Nixel. Nixel, will you bleep out any swear words? Because I would like to make your life hell, if that's okay.
It just depends. I mean, on that one, I probably won't. I call it. See, I'm not the cussing type, so I call it sketchy AF. I know what it means, and I say it all the time. But
what if I said a racial slur such as?
I'm going to bleep that one, and then people aren't going to know what you said. They're going to think you said the worst thing possible. So maybe you shouldn't mess with the guy who's editing. Okay. So
I'm not entirely sure on what sketchy as fuck does, to be honest.
Hashtag demote niggle.
Demote him.
Let's see. So yeah, there's the sketchy and the sketchy AF. Sketchy AF is a very serious, you have no more warnings if you have that role. You will get banned instantly if you do anything inappropriate or even backtalk a admin at that point, because it's not, at that point you've demonstrated behavior that is not safe for the community. And yeah, it's just a last warning. And it also keeps you out of voice channels. It keeps you out of seeing media. It does a lot of stuff to limit your activity on the server. Because we just, at that point, we don't trust you. And again, no offense. If you come and you hear this episode and you're like, I got that role once, it's okay. Other people have got that role who are actually on staff. Like it's not,
Nixel?
No. I invented the role. I can't think of my top of my head who it was.
We don't bring up Nixel's edgy era on the neighborhood.
There are people who have had sketchy who are now beloved neighbors and part of the community, because
you can easily lose it.
Yeah, we typically say that within a week, if you ask after you've got it, wait a week and then ask for it to be removed. We will review all your interactions on the server, and if everything you've done is friendly and fine and you've calmed down, great. We'll take it away and give you a fresh, clean start. That opposed to what we call warnings, which we do not clear, and warnings build up. If you get enough warnings in the bot, then you can get kicked and banned for repeated violations of rules and policy and stuff like that. So that's why sketchy keeps people from getting warnings. It's kind of a nice way of just dealing with things. We also have a role for muted people, which includes a whole other level of staff I forgot to mention, which is also new. We have watchdogs.
The special boys that watch while no one's...
Blade used to be a watchdog before he was...
Yes, I was.
In Neighborhood Watch. It's kind of our new route to finding people to be on Neighborhood Watch, is to give them the watchdog role, which is as Blade would say, it's not giving them a gun. It's more
You get a stick.
it's getting a stick. Yeah.
Maybe like pepper spray.
Pepper spray.
It's
Yeah.
like pepper spray and tape.
But it allows them to mute people for a certain amount of time.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Ideally, it's meant to hold back a situation until a staff member or watch can get involved. But we have a lot of watchdogs, and it's not a role that shows up on the server that, it's they're not really part of staff. They are just friendly neighbors who have demonstrated a presence and a watchful eye and the ability to use a command to mute somebody. So
There's also another role. I don't know if you've forgotten or just haven't mentioned it yet. The neighborhood consultants.
there is the neighborhood encourager.
Oh, that's true. Just one.
Neighborhood
Consultant.
consultant. That is a role that is given to people who are
Person.
helpful in the vent channel, who help people often. Because we do have this vent channel, if you don't know. Of course, you probably do, because most people listening to this are part of the community. Anyone have any comments on the neighborhood consultant?
Like I said, I don't ever go in vent.
It's just somebody who offers support and help to those who need it. It can be anything from a pet maybe passing away, or financial problems, or relationship problems, or mental problems that you might be experiencing a little bit of depression, and it's just someone who is there to offer advice and support and to kind of help you in such a way.
Yeah, it's just a good person. If they have that role, it means we pretty much trust them to give out advice and to talk to people, to be a good listener. Yeah, a good boy.
Good boy.
We also have a lesser known role called designer's role. That actually was my first staff role, was a designer to make emojis for the server.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if it existed before me or not, but it's
I
it's
think
intended for
Lurky
people
had
who are,
it
Yeah, Lurky had it before.
for the
I think
logo.
Lurky got it from the contest, for the logo contest, which by then I was at. Yeah,
Oh,
that was a reward for the logo contest, which was after. I don't know. I just remember I just remember being approached and saying, "Would you like this role?" And I was like, "Sure," whatever. That's how my approach to winning friends and influencing people was, just to be like apathetic. Anytime Vidment asked me, if I had any interest in, even when he asked me about admin, I was like, it's your server, whatever you want to do. I'm offering to help if you want to, but that's fine. I don't care. And I moved up the ranks pretty quickly that way. So there's a trick for you. It's just
Good job.
Don't try too hard.
Hey, look at me. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, no one told me that I'd been promoted, and I was too airheaded to notice. So I went a few days just not realizing that I was neighborhood watch, and then it suddenly clicks in my brain that I'd changed color.
And I think that was kind of the same as me with the event host role. So when I first joined the server and I saw that a lot of activities and games were going on, because that's what we do in the server, we host quite a lot of events. I saw our good manager Vidman hold a Cards Against Humanity event, and I was like, I want to give that a go. So I contacted him, and that's how I became friendly, beloved, and built up my ranks.
Hey, what up, boys?
And kind of lost train of thought then.
That's because somebody jumped in the voice chat with us.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hi, it's me.
Someone ruined it.
I'm in here for a 3-minute feature because I have to leave in 3 minutes. But I'd love to say hello.
Would you like to share a bit of
And
wisdom about
how
how
you
to make friends and influence people and become a friendly neighbor on the server?
Or beloved as he is right now.
Basically, you got to pick a person. This is semi-joking. You got to pick a person and just be really nice to them. Or you've got to somehow leave an impression on them. My impression was leaving emojis in the vent channel. I'm not proud of it. I did it. It happened. But then I was like, oh, how do I get rid of Sketchy? And then that's how I know fucking Nixel, right? And then, he just put me up for Neighbour of the Week. Because I asked him, because he's a lovely man. And I made an impression on him.
That's
And that's how I got.
I was
friends with
thinking
Neighbour.
about somebody who went from
It's-
sketchy
it's a-
to beloved, and it's you. That's right.
It was.
I couldn't remember who it was.
Yep. That's me.
Why did we get rid of
But
Sketchy?
yeah.
That's a good question.
Yep. No, I'm a fully sketchy person. I've just wiggled my way
You
up the
sneak
server
past
ranks.
the eyes of the admin.
Yeah, I was straight.
The way I see
Straight
it,
up.
though, it's like Spider-Man. To whom power is given, much is expected. What's the phrase?
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Great
The great-
power.
Great power
Sneaky
comes
would
great
get
responsibility.
screwed.
Yes, with great
High
power
five,
comes
Blade.
great responsibility. Yeah, good job. Like honestly,
We can sync that in
do you
episode.
think
No, we can't.
Snock? Wait, you need to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Thnock. Well, my name right now is Thronkant, which is an interesting roleplay.
Registered gay.
But I am a lovely. I'm a
Wrong.
lovely guy. Shut up. I sit on the server and I talk to people. I have no discernible personality traits, and I'm ginger. So
He has
that's
no
all you
soul
need.
either.
to
It's
know.
like a Tinder profile.
But I will say, I feel like a lot of people experience communities differently, and there's a lot of communities that are pretty toxic in general. Like a nice person won't survive. In some communities, like you will just get walked all over, and it's not a safe place to be. And I feel like,
Yeah.
Knock, you're the type of person that would probably do well in most communities, but you might have adjusted a little bit here when you realized that most people were nice people, and it was like
Yeah.
and
I started shit, and then I realized I didn't have to start
Right.
shit.
and so I saw that in you. I saw that there was a sense of responsibility in there that was gonna be okay once it got
Yeah.
appreciated.
I wouldn't make me a mod. I feel like I would probably.
Well, we've
Fuck
got that
that
on
up,
recording now, so
but-
we'll hold you to that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hold me to that. I'm about to leave with this feature as I only have less than 30 seconds left. But I will just leave thing that I still have a picture of a Nixel quote that just says the song fuck,
Don't Stop
what's
Me
it called?
Now.
Is it Killer Queen?
Killer Queen, I think.
Don't Stop Me Now. He's rapey. That's all.
I still stand behind
I
that
think-
statement.
Goodbye, sirs.
Goodbye.
And Charlie.
Ow and Charlie.
Bye.
I wanted to say something when you were talking about like adjusting the community that is the neighborhood. And I think that's go with me because a lot of my jokes are usually dark jokes. But hopping into here, I have to tone it down. And the server
Speaking,
made me PG.
did it? Did it,
No, but
Blade?
then I got it back, so everything's back in order.
Cameron, I just want to mention Blade's playing with.
Let's leave that out of the podcast. Let's leave
They
some
can
things to
figure
the
that
imagination.
themselves. They should know
Yeah,
what
let
the
them figure
top
it out.
ranking.
If you ever want to look on the server and click on Blade's name and see what he's up to, then you can cast judgment all you
If
want.
you ever want to ask a question about it, you'll see. It's a good response.
So shall I do my bit again about the event host so that we can kind of lead on to that? Because I
well,
totally
I was going to
lost
actually
train
mention.
of thought.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
Where were we? I was going to mention that there's actually a whole new set of roles now, kind of based around Charlie. Like all the things Charlie did for the server as far as hosting events. I mean, for a long time it was just Charlie. She would host events. Vidmint did it too when he could, but Charlie would promote it and talk, invite people to it. And so now Charlie is our one and only event coordinator.
Whoa! And I do bigger events as well, like server events such as the Easter egg hunt event that I absolutely love doing. And it was so much fun watching people scramble around trying to look for
It was bullshit.
I was really sad I missed that. I was
You
I was
missed
away at
it?
Easter. Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to look at
And the open
what
mic night and all the events that we had over birthdays, like
true.
Nixel's music bingo. We need to do that again.
Yeah,
I
Singo.
want to do
Singo was a lot
that.
of fun.
That's fun.
Single.
Nah, that was. I didn't like that. Can we do it with like quotes from movies or something that I actually know?
Oh, that'd be
That
fun.
would be fun. Just to like name the movie title as the thing.
The
Yeah,
quote.
yeah.
Just
and
play a clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we can
just
do
like
that.
a famous quote,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then we do it on movies that only have I have seen.
But now, besides Charlie, we have a whole team now of event hosts.
Even though they're not doing anything, but one's being hosted this Saturday, please join.
Okay, Blade, you got to stop swallowing your microphone. It's a funny meme. It's not great for podcasting.
I mean, I nearly fell asleep to the last one on a coach back. I don't think I could do that with Blade screaming in my ear.
Don't worry about it.
But we've had some runs of regular events every week. For our birthday, we did an event every single day. That was a little bit exhausting.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we try to just encourage the community to do as it does, which is we have gaming channels, and event hosts can run those channels. So if you're into Minecraft, there's a Minecraft channel, a Minecraft server, and you can go to that channel if you're an event host, and you can organize people to get together and play with you. There's online VC games that we'll play. There's a whole slew of them, and our event hosts have resources they can go to and pull that up. And if they've got a free couple hours, we have a calendar channel and people can ping to. And then it's really geared up to where instead of having staff run things, we try to empower our community to, take the lead and just grab some friends and say, hey, I want to play this game or I want to do this thing. Who wants to do it with me? And on average, I don't know, you can get with just a couple hours notice, 5 to 10, 15 people to jump with you into a thing.
I couldn't play with Overwatch the other day because there were too many people playing with them.
That's a good problem to have.
Too popular.
And if you're listening to this and you like to host movies, TV series, Cards Against Humanity, you want to get involved, let us know.
Yeah, and let's see, I'm going to list off our current games available. Organized room stores.
We had a Cards Against Humanity today, didn't we?
Oh, we did, yeah. Vidman just hosted a Cards Against Humanity. I did not participate. I am not a good citizen.
I went to, but it was full, and I thought I'd let other people do it instead. So
I just missed it. I wasn't home at the time.
But we have an active group of tabletop simulator folk, and we've played some games, and that's a lot of fun. I don't know if anyone has never played that before. Tabletop simulator can be a really interesting way to play games together online. Fortnite, League of Legends, Minecraft, Overwatch, Paladins, Rising Storm, and Super Smash Brothers, which I don't understand why that's there, but that's a thing.
It's gonna come out in December. Don't worry about it.
So, but we're always adding more as we find people who want to organize and get people together to play games together.
Yep.
That's kind of the purpose of the server, is to hang out, make friends, and do activities together. So that's what the event hosts do and organize. We've had karaoke nights, and even Thnock, who, if I was looking at his roles, has Mike Hero as one of his roles because he sang solo in a open mic night.
Oh yeah, he was the best
which
one.
Was a big surprise to a lot of people who kind of knew him and thought, I did not know he was talented that way.
Yeah, he was a big surprise for me.
Well, I mean, you know what they say about gays in theatre.
What do they say, Nigel? What do they say?
I wouldn't know. I'm not gay.
I'm gonna.
I'm proud of you.
I'm definitely not going to edit that a whole lot. Okay, so yes, back to the roles. All right, what are the roles we have that people should know about?
Innocent Avenue.
Oh yes, Innocent Avenue. Blade, do you want to explain that one to people?
All right. Innocent
Avenue. So innocent.
Yeah.
I think we should get Chibi in.
Well, hold up. I gotta do one quick meme and off topic. All right. Anyway, Innocent Avenue is a role that keeps you out of the off-topic channel. And what the off-topic channel usually is for more non-friendly or family-friendly stuff that you can post and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
and
not-
let me
it's not-
clarify that. Not the off-topic
Not actual
channel
NSFW.
is not for NSFW stuff. It is not for inappropriate banter. What we originally set that up for was people sometimes like to flirt a little bit or tell jokes that are not always kid friendly. And also people like to copy pasta and also do other stupid stuff sometimes that was just
like silly spamming.
silly
which-
stuff. Yeah. Like if you
Banter,
want
like I want to die.
share a meme or you
Rip
know,
Sally.
right, whatever. So we created the off-topic channel. It's also geared a little bit more towards if there's something we might see is not family friendly, we tell people take it there, and to prevent innocent eyes, if you don't want to see that kind of stuff, or someone says I'm offended by Blade posting pictures of cat girls in anime style.
Oh, I can offend people a lot more. You want me to do it?
No, we're good. But if somebody says they're offended by those things, we can simply say, hey, we'll give you the Innocent Avenue role, and then we can tell them only post those things in that channel, and we've solved two people's problems. So that's originally what it's set up for. Sometimes we hand out that role to people who might appear to be underage to be on Discord, which happens from time to time. We have to face a tough decision as admins whether or not we just ban people because they say that they might be 12 years old.
That would feel
in the
so
past.
horrible.
And it feels bad because this is a very safe place to be. And I have to imagine I'm a parent. And if my kids were online underage, this is the place I'd want them to be, not other places. And so we have the Innocent Avenue role, which we can use to help identify and protect that group of people a little more heavily. But yeah, that's what that is. Oh my goodness! And now the off-topic channel is just becoming trash. All right, so
it might be helpful to explain the OK hand role because quite a lot of people don't understand what that role means.
Yeah, and see, we've done a lot of test things on this server where we just like, let's try this to solve this problem, and we have the OK hand was set up to solve a problem.
We don't actually need it anymore.
It's really not needed anymore. But there was a time where there was concern over people just inviting a bunch of people to the server to vote for something, like in the updates channel, and then they would just leave. And they never really interacted on the server. They could have been alt accounts. And so the idea came up, well, if we just had a filter that would help prevent that from happening. So we created the OK role. If you come on the server and you say anything a few times, a little bit of banter, just saying hello, eventually you'll get the OK role. I think it's like 100 points or 50 points. It's nothing. It doesn't take long at all before you'll get the OK role, and that then opens up the updates channel for all the events and voting procedures for things. So that's what that is, if you're ever wondering. So we have the Neighbor of the Week role, which is only for 1 week. I don't think it comes with any powers anymore. It used to come with powers. I think you might be able to.
It used to be you could make one emoji.
Yes, and you still can if you ask. No one ever asks anymore. But
I think
I don't think anyone
Someone tried to make one.
knows.
okay, let's not tell them too much because
Which
it's a lot of effort.
when I was
Yeah.
Neighbour of the Week, you was able to.
which is the current one set by the Neighbor of the Week?
Pardon?
Which of the emojis is one set by someone
A
in
lot
Neighbor of the
them are.
Week?
Well, let me check the emojis.
Oh, right. I was thinking it was just one that we replaced.
No, see, it was for a while, and then
We never done that again.
it's been a while. So I don't think any of the current emojis are Neighbor of the Week emojis. I think
No.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
it was a long time ago. That's actually when I got Neighbor of the Week. I made my own emoji, and that's Vidmint was like, "Oh, you did a really good job on that. Do you want to be a designer to help us make emoji?"
Right.
But then the People would
could
would get
also-
neighbor of the week, and then they'd like, here's my emoji, and it would be crap, and then I have to work with it to make it an emoji. So that's why we don't tell people as often that they can do that. But it is their right to ask if they want to create an emoji. We will free up a slot, and
I'll try.
Also, could you still choose your own color?
yeah,
Yes.
you choose your own color. And I think it might still have some ability to mute people.
Yeah,
in
that's
PC.
what I was.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, when I was neighbor of the week, you was able to serve and mute people, and I think at one point you was allowed
could
to
even-
kick people.
You could kick, and you could move people from
could?
channel to channel.
I
think you could
remember
too.
that.
Yeah, those were the good old Wild West days. But as the servers,
The good old days when I could change roles.
as the server's grown, we've had to tighten things up a lot over time.
Lots and lots of changes.
But that's pretty much all the roles that that can be earned.
What about partnerships?
That's true. There is a partnership role. We don't take a lot of partners. I feel like we get offers every week for people who want to partner. About 1
Do we?
in 5 requests actually read the partners guidelines and meet them. A lot of people who don't read it never meet the guidelines anyways. But yeah, we do partner with servers every once in a while, and we have a partners channel. You can partner with us. We have real strict guidelines to partnership with channels. We don't partner with not safe for work channels or servers that have a lot of that going on. We don't partner with people that have a ton of partners because it's just not much benefit to us. It's so strict that it's really hard to get a partnership passed through admins.
Can my server I made just for me and my friends with 6 members? Can we
Interesting, you should
partner,
ask that. Keep an eye out for something happening soon in the neighbor zone.
Ooh, hashtag secrets.
Whoa.
Yes, there's a new feature coming for the elite squad of friendly neighbors. Might have a chance
That's
to
me.
get involved in that. So,
Wow.
but that's some of the benefits. There's a bunch of channels, just in case you ever wondered what we're talking about. There's a neighbor zone, and it's got a bunch of
Neighbor VC?
It's got a bunch of channels in it that are specifically just more. It's just a real tight knit community, a lot safer. People can share more things there. I'm more likely to post a selfie in neighbor zone because I trust the people that I'm around there.
And believe me, you want to
Yes,
see
you
that.
definitely want to see my beard. It's pretty epic. I think that's it. Does anyone have any tips they want to share on how to just server etiquette? What to do? I mean, like Thnock shared about picking one person. Apparently he taught that to Nigglebiggle because that's what Nigglebiggle did.
I did that way before him, just saying. But I'd say try and, if you really want to get it, just try and just come on and if you just say one thing a day, just remember, and just pop in general, just say hello, me sad, me hap, and bye. I don't know where I was going with that, but if you just keep remembering to say one thing a day at least, or even get into a conversation with people.
Make an introduction, because I always read those. I don't know about you guys, but I always read an introduction, and if an introduction jumps out to me, I'm like, oh, okay, this person seems really cool.
Yeah,
also, if you're gonna leave like 2 seconds after, don't make an introduction.
Yeah, I don't understand people who do that. They make an introduction and then leave. Like it's like their business card. They just left it on the counter and walked out. It's like, okay. I mean, maybe they do that on 100 servers. Friend requests from random people being like, "Hey, I'll be your friend." I don't know, but we tend to clean those up anyways. But yeah, introductions I think are helpful, especially most people who come here with the intention of making new friends. So introduction is a great way to let people kind of have an insight to who you are, who they're talking to. Definitely staying active in general. I will say that when we look over the conversations in general, I would catch on if somebody just said hello, me sad, and then goodbye. I have like a photographic memory almost on things. And so like there's certain people, I don't want to get his name wrong. Let me look it up real quick.
I mean, you might.
Maybe I should call him out. Well, it's just funny. No,
Yeah.
I mean he's been here for a long time. I say he. I don't even know him that well because we're on different time zones. But Robot Spider, the only time I ever talk to him, he says goodnight.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I've
It's
mentioned
only
to him
good
before.
night.
It's only good night. He comes on the server to say good night every single day almost. Like I have to do a search, you know. No, he talks other times, but the times I'm on, it's always good night. So that's the only time I've ever had a conversation with him is saying good night. I've mentioned to him before, the only time I ever see you, you're saying it's because of the time difference, I'm sure. But that's just funny. No, you can search his name. He says good night a lot. So it's a good strategy to stay active. I would agree with that. Go on and enter. But I would say the step beyond that would be to even somebody without powers and not necessarily, you know, a staff member, because they might not have the time for a lot of conversation, but just take the people who are active in general and have a conversation with them and just be polite and kind and, you know, and
Yeah, I'd let people kind of soften up to you a bit before you go hard.
before you tell them you're crazy.
It's not. Well, yeah, to an extent. Like, you shouldn't change who you are to make people happy and like make people like you, but maybe change who you are at first, and then lead them into your mental illness.
Yes, we have some very beloved members that I would say, if I had met them, well, but I did meet them cold like that. It took a while to get to understand them, though. If you can manage to just be civil and normal as best you can, that helps. I would agree with that.
You can just slowly ease yourself in and let loose more and more.
Right? Yeah, you could be Blade, who's now staff, and also very weird. Yeah,
The best staff you have.
Yeah, there's an old phrase I'm sure my mom used to say of something like, when you go meet new people, try not to let them know you're crazy. It's like that should be a goal, because everybody's a little weird. I used to introduce myself sometimes with the most random topic starters. I'm that kind of guy that I just don't care like what people think about me. So like I would often tell people like my deepest fear as a way to say hello and start a conversation.
Yeah, I mean that also does work in that if you start weirder than you actually are, then if people don't want to talk to you anymore, then you're like, they're not even worth it.
If you can't be entertained by somebody who comes up to say and says, I have a deep phobia for porcelain. If you can't be entertained with that conversation, then I don't want to talk to you. But that is my deepest fear right there is porcelain.
Also, if you're a very friendly person and you manage to get a bunch of friends, you could landslide for Neighbor of the Week.
That's true. Yeah.
Mine's
there is
Sponge.
There is a time. In fact, Neighbor of the Week used to be we made posters and campaigned. Yeah. We campaigned for those positions.
The famous niggle posters.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to make more, but like I said, I tend not to know anyone in who gets nominated because
as the server's grown, we've tried to become less like as staff. We don't get involved because we can't really pick favorites. And
I can.
Yeah,
I did that once.
Why can you? Sorry, no, Blade said I can, but why can you, Blade?
No one will know.
You're staff now. You have to act like
no one will.
Neither of us.
I have an alt for that.
Yeah, I did that once. I did that once. I said, "Hey, I have a friend. Everyone go vote for them."
I did that.
But I think if you just say go vote for them, people get annoyed at you. But I never really had people getting annoyed at me about the posters.
Yeah, no, and posters can go both ways. So I think my campaign posters were all "Don't vote for this guy. He will ruin the world." and it was reverse psychology. Everybody voted for me because they were like, that guy seems like a fun person to destroy the world.
But yeah, I do really want to make more. They're so much fun. You listening, if you see someone like in the updates in Neighbor of the Week who you really like, go make them a poster because it's so much fun. I use paint to do it. It's so easy.
I'll tell you what, when one of our beloved neighbors named Wolfie would run for beloved neighbor back in the day, when she was nominated, I loved making posters because she has the most random statements. Like she's just random. And so I would just take those random phrases she would say and I would make posters for it. And I loved that series because I'm a graphic designer. So the art part was fun. And I love that series of posters of just these random statements that gave you no reason to go vote for this person, but were just made you go like, what? But that was a lot of fun. Those were the good old days of just, people. Yeah. We need an uprising, a grassroots movement for people to make posters again for Neighbor of the Week.
When I was up for nomination, I did the most meme thing and I made a Roblox YouTube video. People to vote for Mama Chicky. So I had my character dress up as a chicken because I was Mama Chicky at that point, and I made a YouTube video. I will go and find that.
Nowadays, these kids just, they get nominated and they're just like, oh, thanks. That's so thoughtful. And they just sit back and,
nothing happens.
No one tries.
Yeah.
Can I just mention how hard? Because it was on the 5th time I got nominated. I was so sick of losing. I went into all of the important people on the server's DMs, and I sent them a message telling them why they should vote for me, and also asking them if I win, what I should do to help their experience in the neighborhood. And I still lost.
You're out there kissing babies and everything.
I sent hundreds of DMs. And still lost.
I have it here. Hello, sir, madam. I represent the Niggle Foundation, currently nominated for Neighbour of the Week. We're here at the Niggle Foundation. We're wondering if you, as a valued member of the neighbourhood, had any suggestions for how we, the Niggle Foundation, could help you improve the neighbourhood. Your input would be greatly valued. Please consider Niggle in your current election, and thank you for taking your time. Yours sincerely, Niggle Biggle.
I was looking through my DMs to see if I could have a message like that too. I've gotten a lot of weird stuff from Niggle Biggle over. Yeah, here it is. Okay, I found it too. Yeah, I got one of those. But I've also gotten some. He does a lot of form letters. Niggle. Interesting.
So to say, he got my vote that day.
Well, I typically these days vote for all the contestants. Got to be unbiased as an admin, apparently.
Secretly pick a favorite.
Well, I didn't say my alts didn't vote. I'm just saying I vote.
Oh.
All right. Well, anyone else have any thoughts? Anything to share?
I just want to say one last thing. I think we should probably close it off soon. But who out here repping that house balance?
Yes.
Blade,
boys.
what are you? Yeah, boy. And Nixel, disgusting.
Listen, I'm not changing
Disgusting.
it. I don't even know how I would, and I kind of like that I'm brilliant, so it works out fine.
So that's 3/4 of the podcast at the moment.
I think most of the server is balanced.
And one brilliant.
So
I think most people are balanced,
but
I haven't seen a single bravery.
Bravery is rare.
I think Vidman Addy is brave.
Oh, is he? I know Vidman's balanced.
I've noticed most people are balanced, and what we're talking about for people who aren't super nerdy is the Hyper Squad. Is it? It's called Hype Squad. What? I don't even.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a mailing list. We signed up for the mailing list. We fell into some marketing scheme.
Yeah. It's just Hogwarts houses.
It turned into Hogwarts houses at this.
Yeah, it's just another great marketing method to encourage people to join Discord, which we do encourage. And if you've never been on Discord and for somehow you found this podcast, you're like, who the crap are these people? What are they talking about? Go to theneighborhooddiscord.com and click and join Discord and sign up and join our server. Become part of the great community, quiet cult that is the neighborhood. Someone joined the other day and asked if we were a cult. I was like,
we probably are, but no one knows.
Depends how you qualify it. All right. Well, before we leave off, with anyone have any last things to say, Okay, good.
No.
we're gonna leave you. I'm gonna put a call out to all the beloved neighbors and friendly neighbors in the neighborhood to record a message of a little advice for all the new residents who join about how to become friendly neighbor. And we're just gonna play through their recorded messages at the end of this podcast and let you all enjoy that. And then we will see you next time.
Bye.
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 Hey guys, I'm KMC. Here's how to be a friendly neighbor with, and I'll share a couple tips with you. So, number one is be active in the community. Active activity is super important. If you keep posting often every day, like talking to other members, you will most likely be recognized as an active member in the neighborhood. Also, participate in events. It doesn't have to be every single one, but it's always great to get to know people while playing games and having a good time either way. And of course, the most important tip is obviously be respectful. It's the most important tip to follow. Basically, be a kind, loving, and caring person. Respect your fellow neighbors and staff and make friends, which is the best part of the neighborhood because that's what it's all about. And you'll most likely be nominated. If you're the opposite, then chances are it will never happen. Also, it's important to gain the staff's trust, but gain it naturally. No point in sucking up to them to get what you want. Not every active member will be nominated, so if you don't, just continue to be who you are, follow with being respectful and active every day, maybe soon that will change. Whether you win or lose in the weekly nominations for a Neighbor of the Week, you'll still get Friendly Neighbor. So that's about it from me.
Hey, this is Farhad, and I'm giving you a tip on how to become friendly neighbor. The best bet is to really just be yourself, as long as you're not a dick. So if you are a dick, just don't be yourself.
Hi, this is Dusk. My tip for becoming Neighbor of the Week, or being a friendly neighbor, is try to be as supportive as you can when other people come to you with problems. Easy as that. Just don't be a dick, try to support other people, and if you have an opinion, just say so.
Okay, so this is Vidment. My tip would be more of a trick than a tip. Since you know the easiest way to get friendly neighbor or beloved neighbor roles are through Neighbor of the Week nominations, and as you also may know, our nominations are done during Thursday. Now the thing is, we are busy people, and select our nominees on Thursday, which is the nomination day. And we usually select the nominees by watching who talked on general chat during that day. Sometimes we scroll through other days, but the Thursday is the most important one. So if you're active on Thursday, you have a bigger chance to get nominated, and thus a bigger chance to get friendly neighbor or even beloved neighbor roles.
Hey, I'm Ollie. I'm a moderator on this server, and I'm gonna give a tip to you now. The tip to become a friendly neighbor is quite simple, maybe cliche, but simple. Just be yourself. That's all we ask for. Don't try to impress just one person by being someone else. Try to impress the whole server by being yourself, and you will one day get that sweet gold.
You actually listened 1 hour of podcast and you made it to my comment. Wow, great.
Bye.
Bye.
Sexual.
No.
I'm gonna bleep that one out.
No, I'm gonna shoot someone. Let me shoot
It's my
someone.
sign off. It's my sign off.
No, it's the podcast. You should make a raffle where whoever wins gets shot.
Yeah. Yes, I think you still need to package up some of that edginess. We're not quite
Never.
ready for all of it yet.
What if I said a racial slur such as cracker? Well, I wouldn't know, I'm not gay. Me, gay. Not racist. I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm gay. Gay. Not racist. I'm gay. Not racist. I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm gay. Well, I'm gay.